Hey, how's it going, Guardians? This is Black Cat Hobbies here, and that's enough of that voice. How's it going, everybody? Like I said, Black Cat Hobbies here. It's a bit cool outside today, but in this game, things are about to get hot. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, it is October 15th, which means Iron Banner has arrived. I'm going to try to get this video out fast. Mostly, it's just going to be going over the different quest steps for his new quest, the Scour the Rust. So it looks like this first part we're going to have to defeat 30 opponents with anything, capture 10 zones, and get 3 super final blows. Really not that difficult to do. But if we want to be able to turn in tokens and get certain items, in theory we can already turn the tokens in. I mean, yeah, we can already turn them in. Some people are saying you can't. We can. But if I remember correctly, how it's working out is you're only able to get weapons out of this until you have completed the quest. So we're going to grab that. He's got bounties giving out pinnacle gear for opponents defeated. Zones captured. Alright, another opponent's defeated one, but you're getting bonus progress for energy weapons, power weapons, and opponents that are a higher power level. Okay, so this first one is while assisted by another teammate, but it's Iron Banner, that's pretty easy to get.
May you grow from this.
And then just for opponents with higher power levels. Thankfully, I'm not maxed yet, so it is possible to still get that. So, this part's going to be short. You've seen the part of the quest. I'm going to go and work on grinding that out after I grab some more bounties. So I'm going to cut the video here, and I will see you when I get the next part of the quest unlocked. Alright, Guardian, so I have finished the first portion of that quest from Saladin. Gotten some random gear from it. On a good portion of it was blues. It took about 3 matches, maybe 3.5. Because I completed it in my 3rd match, but before I really got going, I had a half a match going on, and yeah, my internet decided to cut out on me, so it booted me from the match. Can't really do anything about that. Was rocking a submachine gun. I did have a shotgun on. But from completing that portion of the quest, we got this Claws of the Wolf with slide shot and kill clip. Can also have light mag. Or, actually I think I'm going to take hammer forged rifling on that for a little better handling. Because the next portion of this quest... my stats are not ideal. Well, we'll get to the next portion of the quest in a moment. It also happens to just one of the random drops. I ended up with a Talons of the Eagle with full auto and explosive payload. That could be a lot of fun. Haven't tried it out yet. Did get a helmet. I think I threw that in my vault. It wasn't that important at the moment because it wasn't better. Sadly, blue gear is being a little better at the moment. You know, the usual power climb and such. I did forget to mention one thing earlier. And it's part of why I'm trying to get this video out as quickly as I can. Is, one, Iron Banner's only a week. But for this week, they are doing bonus Valor. And if it's like their usual bonus Valor, it means you're getting double points. So if you're, say, a newer player or just an older player who didn't really bother with a lot of things, and so you might still be working on something like, say, Rhetoric's that requires 5 resets. Yeah, right now is a really good time to be playing, because double Valor makes us go a lot faster. So, one thing that I noticed when I happened to look at the quest is I've already done some of this. I've already completed 3 matches. I've already apparently captured 17 zones within those first 3 matches, so that is a retroactive, which makes that part go a lot faster. That's pretty nice. And now it wants us to get 25 final blows with pulse rifles. Might not be too bad. Hopefully things will start going a little faster. I was having issues with weapon final blows in those first few matches. Like, the zones captured, that shouldn't take too long. While assisted by at least one other teammate, hard to say, kind of depends if you're grouped up or not. Defeat opponents, not terribly difficult. This, on the other hand, has been difficult for me because with rocking a submachine gun and a shotgun, most of my opponents just decided to try to rush me, so I'd use a melee, and that was usually what I was getting my final blows with. I think most of my opponents I've defeated so far, or at least half, have been with melee. So this whole final blows with a weapon, it's proven a little more difficult at the moment. But with that being said, I'm going to cut the video again, go work on completing this portion. I have gotten to the point where I really like pulse rifles, so this hopefully won't take too long. But yeah, I'm going to turn in these completed bounties just to get them out of the way, go work on this, and I will see you all when I get to the next portion of this quest. So I'm going to cut here, turn in bounties, and I'll see you all in a little bit. Hey Guardians, I'm back. I've completed another section of that quest. Took a little longer than expected. Well, I guess not really. It was still only 3 matches that it took. One of them was actually quite short. The opponent's team was kind of just steamrolling the people I ended up with. But still, even with it being cut about halfway through, still managed to get through in those 3 matches. We're now on to the part known as timing. He wants us to land fusion rifle final blows. We need 20 of those. Complete a total of 100 opponents. I'm up to 82 so far, and have captured 30 zones, and also I'm at 22 on that. When we completed the last portion of the quest, he gave us a Wizened Rebuke with firmly planted and high impact reserves. Apparently mine came with an Icarus grip. I'm not sure if that's standard. That's, yeah. But, at the same time, the match went alright, so I got a bunch of random stuff I need to sort through. I also happen to have a Valor sub-rank up. I seem to have gotten a nice rocket launcher in there. More blue gear, yay. But, hey, it helps my light level. I can't complain too much. Okay, this is... Actually, it's rather nice to see that that dropped, because I am wanting the armor. But, light-wise, that's a little better. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that on, since light's kind of important in Iron Banner. Oh well. Probably should have infused that between the two, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Yeah, I think I'll stick with that. I just mean I'm going to be playing pretty short range. Managed to complete another bounty. That just I happened to pick up beforehand. So, I'm going to go grind out the next part. I actually need to go pick up my wife here in a moment, so when I get back from picking her up, I'll grind out the next part. So far we're 6 games in. We're through the first 2 portions of the quest. I believe it's a 5-part quest. I'll hopefully get the rest done tonight. I'll edit it all up and try to get the video out tomorrow. The only thing that might slow me down is I've heard the last step might be a little bugged. So that part might be a little iffy. That being said, I started today, I believe, early on in the Fabled rankings. And just so you guys can see, I was also on like a 5-win streak on that. I've been playing a lot of comp lately, so that's been helping. But just so you guys can see something, went from Fabled to Mythic 2 in 6 matches. This week's going to be a really good one if you're wanting to rank up, and of course, all those, not the sub ranks, but the normal ranks, is powerful gear as well, so that always helps. So yeah, I'm going to cut again, go grind out the next part, and I'll see you all when I get done with that. Hey guys, it's been a bit of a delay. Not that it'll really look like much since I'm cutting the video between each. Got back, had some dinner. I've now been joined by my wife Leanna and our friend Soul Reaper. We can jump back into some Iron Banner. Finally got to the next part of the quest. Still, only took about 3 matches. Wasn't sure if that was going to go so well. I don't use fusions that often. So now we're looking at 15 total super final blows. I only need 6 more. That shouldn't take too long. I need to capture another 7 zones to bring that up to 40. And SMG final blows. That one doesn't seem to be very retroactive unless, well, the first few games were primarily melee. Hard to say, but yeah, so we got SMGs, more zones captured, and super final blows. Leading into that, Saladin was nice enough to drop us some more gear. Let's see, Hero's Burden submachine gun. And then I ended up with a bad reputation from the match along with some armor. So I'm going to take a moment. We're going to check our gear, put on what we need. And then we'll start working on the next portion of the quest. And I will see you when we get that done. Hey Guardians. Finally finished up that previous step. Wasn't too bad. Took a little bit of getting used to the new SMG. I tend to use the slower firing types instead of the 900. But a really nice feeling weapon when you get used to it. I mean, it could just be that mine was pulse monitor and tap the trigger, but yeah, it was feeling pretty good. So, that took about 3 matches. It may sound weird how many matches it's been taking me, but I tend to consider myself a average player, so about on average, you know, this is about probably how long it'll take. The next portion of the quest, he actually happened to give us a Swarm of the Raven. Not sure I'm the biggest fan of this loadout, but oh well. It's something for now. I would have preferred to see, okay, I do have spike grenades, but I don't know, maybe not auto-loading. Rampage I can live with. It'll be fun in some PvE down the road, since this thing happens to be pretty nasty. Next portion of the quest, as you may have gathered, just from the fact that he gave us a grenade launcher, is 15 matches completed. At this point, I've managed 12 so far. 50 zones captured. We're at 43. And 10 final blows with grenades. I've heard this part is bugged. Hopefully it's been fixed by now. This may take me an extra match to do, because I may take some time in the first match. See if it is still bugged or if Bungie's managed to fix this by the time of recording, but it is still technically day 1. I mean, it's kind of really late night or early morning, depending on how you look at it, but yeah, so it may have been fixed, it may not, so I may test that out at first. That being said, I've also done enough bounties that Shaxx has a powerful drop for me. I've got a prime engram to go use. If I get these done by the end of finishing this, I'll open them up in the video so you can see what I get. But then Hawthorne also has a drop for me, so I'm gonna throw some stuff in my vault, go pick up these powerful gear drops, and get back to grinding this, what I believe is the last step. So I will see you all when this step is done. Hey, how's it going, Guardians? It is 4:44 a.m., but I have completed the Iron Banner quest, except for the very last step, which I will get to in a moment. That being said, I wasn't able to start until it's probably about 9 p.m. that the day it started, just due to I ran into an internet connection issue that had to be resolved before I could start, and things of that nature. The last part did end up taking 5 matches, due to the bug still being in effect. After about 3 matches trying to work around with the fix that I had heard for it, I had to back out for some of my fire team to take care of some stuff, and I took a moment to look up, see what other people were saying. And it seems as if somehow the grenade launcher, well, I guess defeating people with grenade launchers somehow got miscoded so that it was registering progress when you defeated people with SMGs. Granted, for a lot of people that's probably better because SMGs are easier to use in most cases and you're not having to worry about heavy ammo and all that fun economy, and it doesn't bring flashbacks of the mountaintop grind for those of you who have been through it. That being said, I got through it. It only took 2 matches afterwards, and part of it was I got thrown into a bad match, and then for some reason, some of mine didn't want to register. But in the last 2 matches, I was able to get that part done. I have officially hit Legend rank, so I will probably finish that up tomorrow and do a reset. I might be using one of my other characters. They could both use to level up, or I may just be running other things I need done on this. That being said, I've completed my bounties. The last part of the quest is to go and return to Saladin. So, by the end, I was rocking a random blue auto rifle, Hero's Burden, Zenobia D, and for completing that part of the quest, it did drop the Iron Will mark and the helmet because I am playing Titan. So this is how the full set is gonna look, which, I don't know about you, I really like the look of this. Before we go visit Saladin, though, and I may have actually finished this slightly before, I don't quite remember if I completed this in the, or if my 5th match or whatever was to finish the quest, or if I did 1 match extra so I could finish the 4 Iron Banner bounties that we had, quite frankly, 7 days to do. But I figured I was on a roll, so I wanted to get them done. But I think you all might want to see what I get. Because, I mean, who doesn't like package openings? And these bounties, since they're all dropping pinnacle gear, is basically a package open. So, for the first one, Claws of the Wolf Pulse Rifle, if I'm not mistaken. Pulse Rifle, 944, Headseeker High Impact Reserves Radar Tuner. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but hey, 944, we'll throw that on right now anyway. Let me fix that. I forgot I'm actually still in my vault tab, so that threw it into my vault. See the fun things about doing it live, or, well, sort of live, because I don't really see a reason to edit that out. There we go. I'll back out of the vault. I wanted to make sure that I had enough space. So we're going from this 936 to a 944. That helps. Back to this. Bounty number 2. A Shining Sphere. Hopefully with a nice shader on it, because I'm not actually the biggest fan of the way it looks normally. So that's a 941. This is a 945 with snapshot, sights, and quick draw. I can work with that. Did it get the nice shader? It did. So This is coming with the iron oxide shader. My other one came with it as well. Normally this is silver with a white pattern on it. It's alright looking, but the white kind of blends in with the silver. This has a lot more contrast to it. I prefer that look. Hopefully this video will be alright. It's nothing I haven't tried to do one like this yet, but I figured I'd give it a shot. See if you guys like this format. So, bounty number 3. Bite of the Fox sniper rifle in the kinetic slot. I hit the wrong button. 945 as well. Snapshot sights and opening shot. Not bad, especially on these high impact snipers. Good for PvP because of snapshot sights, depending on how the sight itself looks. Oh, that actually looks really nice in that shader too. But we can grab steady rounds. We don't really need the extra range in PvP. I'd rather have that extra stability and reload speed. Yeah, and stability and handling. I'll take the polygonal. But we don't have any different scope perks, so PvP might be a little debatable just because that scope, if I remember correctly, can block line of sight a little more than most would like. But I'll give it a shot later. I do still need to get my Revoker. It's just, I didn't really mess with comp that much last season. Or, well, up until recently, that solo queue is really nice. But, final bounty. Breath of the Dragon energy weapon. And come to think of it, I probably should have completed the quest to then turn these in, so I had the chance of getting armor. But I do have a fair number of tokens now because of it that I will probably go and spend. So, with that extra weapon, that was a 944, 946 with moving target and tap the trigger. I think I can make that work. That also got the new shaders. That looks really nice, actually. Tap the trigger, moving target, that's decent. High caliber, I always go for. Especially on an SMG, it really racks up that flinch, or can. Assuming it's not broken, there has been some rumors that that might be a little broken at the moment. You know what? I might take that trade-off just because it has have such a high handling stat. So, we're looking at 939 with a +9 bonus, and I don't even have my best gear on, but I really wanted to show off the Iron Banner gear. So, let's go talk to Saladin. Nice, he's in rank 44. Sadly, I am not, I believe I heard the gentleman's gamer tag is Haha Bananas, who I believe hit rank 100 day 1. That's pretty nice on his part. So let's turn this last part in. Says we've taken to his lessons well. Heart is strong. Our will is iron. Says we would have stood as an equal in their ranks, that being the Iron Lords. And the last part almost seems like a reference to Rise of Iron. I don't mind that. And that's all you get, apparently. That being said, I have 326 tokens to turn in. I think I'm going to see what I can get here a moment. If nothing else, I've heard we can get enhanced mods out of it. That sounds pretty nice. That being said, it's taken a good portion of the day to get this done. So I think I'm going to cut it here, even though I don't know how long the video is actually going to be yet, since it's just each segment in between. I have been Black Cat Hobbies. I did have Leanna and then Soul Reaper with me for part of it. They've decided to get some rest. But it was pretty much just before I started recording this very last part. Their help has been much appreciated. not having to go solo the entire time, hoping that I end up with some randoms that know what they're doing, does help. Because, I mean, let's face it, you go in as a solo person into a queue, and there's nothing against going in with randoms. To be quite honest, that's how I play most of the time, but sometimes you can end up with great people to play against, and other times you get completely steamrolled. And depending on how things are required, it's nice to have most of a fire team going into it, or at least half of one. But yes, hopefully you all liked the video. Anyone playing Destiny 2, hopefully you're all enjoying Iron Banner. I'm not really sure if I want him to get the bug fixed, because SMG kills is a lot nicer than getting grenade launcher kills, or opponent defeats, whatever you want to call them. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like, maybe subscribe, that is up to you. If you didn't like it, that is your choice as well. Feel free to let me know in the comments what I can be doing better. I'm looking forward to improving my videos. I'm hoping to make a career of this down the road. And it certainly seemed to have improved my health, if nothing else. Sorry, little dry throat. Put a pretty long session in and didn't have enough of a drink while I was up here. If you want to be notified when I upload, hit the notification icon. YouTube is a pain with their algorithms. I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, whatever it happens to be when you decide to watch this. And I will see you all in the next video.